Welcome back. Let's face it, sometimes women just aren't nice to other women. Even people they've never met. Our Keeping It Real Guru Vasavi Kumar is here to weigh in on this issue. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Michelle.
Now let's face it, strong female relationships are so important to us, our happiness. But so often, women are they're mean to each other. Why is that?
So I have a confession to make, if we're going to be keeping it real, is that I have been the mean girl, and I've also been on the other side of meanness, so I can speak to both sides. But it boils down to one thing, Michelle. It's a better than, less than conversation. So for example, if I don't feel good about myself inside here, I'm going to do whatever it takes to bring you down so that I can feel better about myself. However, and on the flip side, if you feel really good about yourself, if you feel like you're better than other people, which by the way is still overcompensating for feeling inferior, you're going to do whatever you can to keep other people down so that you can still feel powerful and better than. And by the way, none of it is real. It's not, you don't actually feel good about yourself. It's this false sense of, yes, I'm better than you. But that's what it boils down to.
So how are women mean to each other? What do they do? Because it can, let's face it, it can be very hurtful when your girlfriend says something not so nice or belittles something that you're wearing or whatever it is. It hurts.
Well, I don't know how much time we have. We could talk about this forever, but number one thing is gossiping. And by the way, gossiping is not a female thing. What it boils down to is self-esteem, not feeling good about yourself. Number one way, I think everyone can relate to this, is talking about one another. If I don't have the, if I can't say what I really feel about you in front of your face, then I'm not really your friend. Number one is gossiping, being nice to you in front of your face and then talking about you behind your back. Number two is undermining one another, which means really boils down to not celebrating each other's accomplishments. You want to have women that feel happy for you when you succeed in life. Number three is crossing boundaries, right? And saying things that we shouldn't be saying, not thinking before we're speaking. There are so many different ways that we are hurtful to each other, but I would definitely say the number one thing is not being real with one another. How do I really feel about you? And being responsible for the thoughts and feelings that show up in conversation, right? Like if I have something negative to say about you, I got to really stop and ask myself, what does this really mean? What's really going on in here that's having me judge you out there?
That you're projecting. Okay, it's in our DNA to be social. We need women. Women need each other. It's an important part of us.
Yeah.
Why is it different for men? Men don't seem to do the same things to each other that women do to each other.
Okay, so I really think that men just don't feel it in that way. We are emotional, intuitive creatures. Women are just emotional and intuitive by nature. We feel things very deeply. So if I don't invite you to a party, you're not, I mean, if this was a man, if you're a guy and I didn't invite you to a party, you're not going to sit there and cry about it. But as a woman, if I didn't invite you, you'd say, what does that mean? Does she not like me? We just have this tendency to analyze and analyze things. And I think that's what it boils down to. It is that genetic component of being a woman, is that we feel things. We're nurturers by nature. That's just how we're born.
Okay, so how can we be good girlfriends? How can we support our girlfriends and let them know that we love them and reciprocate?
So there are a number of ways, but the number one thing I have to hit, this hits home. It starts with you. When you love yourself, when you feel good about yourself, that's what's going to show up when you're with another woman. Number two is be real. Take the mask off. If you have something to say, be responsible for how you're saying it and realize it's never about the other person. If I don't like you, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with how I feel about myself. And I would say number three is validate other women. For me, my rule of thumb is if you're a woman, you're my sister. We all need to bring each other up. I think a lot of times women feel like men are the one that keeps them down. Absolutely not. Women are the number one people that cut each other at the knees. So we have to learn to love each other, and it all starts with feeling good about yourself. Because when you feel good about yourself, you will treat another woman better. And this goes with all of humanity.
So go out and celebrate your girlfriend.
Absolutely.
Go have brunch, lunch, movies, pedicure, and encourage each other.
Absolutely.
Be happy for your girlfriend.
Be happy for your girlfriend and all women, not just your girlfriends, because it's so easy to see a woman that you don't know and cut her down. But in that moment, that's when you have to ask yourself, wait a minute, what's going on? What is this meanness showing up? What is this really about? I don't know about you. I can't go to bed at night peacefully if I know that I've been unkind to another person. So really just ask yourself, how do I want to be treated? I mean, I'm not trying to oversimplify the issue, but it really is about just be nice to one another.
I love it. Just be kind.
Yes, that's it.
You're so wonderful. Thanks for coming on the show, as always.
Thank you.